Good morning, everybody. This is K. Balakrishnan. Presently, we are dealing with the subject called as financial services. In this, we are dealing with the topic called as underwriters. Who are underwriters? Underwriters are the people who give assurance to the companies that they will purchase the remaining shares left out after a public issue. Public issue has been finished, and certain number of shares have been left outstanding. It is not purchased by anyone. It is undersubscribed. Then it is the underwriters who give the assurance that they will purchase the amount of stake which is left out after a public issue. The company always tries to enter into the agreement with the underwriters before the public issue actually starts rather than after the public issue. This is the reason because it guarantees the investors that the subscription will be complete and the business will be started no sooner they purchase the shares. Every company approaches more than one underwriters who are usually appointed by the merchant bankers. Now I'll be sharing you the screen which clearly gives you the meaning regarding what do you mean by an underwriter, what are the various types of underwriters involved, and what are the Sebi guidelines for the underwriting. First and the foremost is what do you mean by underwriting? Underwriting is an agreement between whom the agreement is signed. The agreement is signed between an underwriter as well as the company. Why the agreement is signed? That the agreement is signed so that they can guarantee the public that the issue will be completed and the allotment will be done simultaneously. Underwriting is an agreement which is signed, which guarantees that the issue will be complete, and if any shares are remaining also, they will purchase them. What is the role of underwriters? The primary role of the underwriters is to purchase the shares that are left out after a public issue. Can underwriters be called as an intermediaries? Yes, definitely they can be called as an intermediaries because they act as an intermediaries between issuers as well as the company. Does the underwriters take the risk? Yes, the underwriters take the risk because after the public issue, certain shares are left out. Now the underwriter promises to purchase. After the underwriter purchases, can anyone guarantee that these shares will be can be easily sold? So it depends upon the risk-bearing capacity of the underwriter to give the assurance to the companies. Here another thing is sometimes part of the issue is taken for underwriting, or sometimes group of underwriters, that is syndicate of underwriters, underwrite the issue. Next, another thing to be discussed is underwriter provides stability of price of securities. Why does they provide stability of price? Because the company can clearly say that if it is confident enough to have a complete subscription, then it pays less for the underwriters. But if it feels that the subscription may not be complete, then it pays less to the underwriters. What are the guidelines of Sebi regarding underwriter? First and the foremost, what do you mean by underwriting according to the Sebi? Sebi says that underwriting is just an agreement. It consists of conditions. It is to subscribe the outstanding shares. That's all. Next, under who does the underwriting? Underwriting may be done by a person who engage in the business of issuance of securities. Rule 3/1 says clearly that Rule 3/1 clearly says that registration of an underwriter is compulsory, and the SEBI has to register compulsorily with the underwriters has to compulsorily register with the SEBI. No person can act as an underwriter unless and until he is granted a registration under SEBI. What are the conditions of underwriting of registration? First one, if the company wanted to increase its status. If the one company wanted to go for expansion, then it prefers underwriting, then it prefers public issue. Apart from this, then it prefers underwriting. If the underwriter want any sort of changes in its own status and constitution, then it has to register under Sebi. It will be validated only when it enters into a valid agreement with the corporate officers. It pays certain amount of fees as a registration fee to the Sebi. All the rules and regulations has to be obeyed by the underwriter at the time and after the registration has taken place. What is the eligibility requirements? It has certain amount of necessary infrastructure. Means it shows an office space, it has an equipment, it has manpower. Then only it can be registered. Next, sometimes the Sebi may also ask for its experience. If it has past experience in either right over under, if it is as a past experience as an underwriter, then registration can be easily obtained. Next one is any person can be directly or indirectly connected with the application, may be granted the registration. Capital adequacy means the capital required to become an underwriter is minimum 25. There are also guidelines which are listed with the underwriting. That is, how much amount must be underwritten, what must be the commission, what are the details of all these things must also be there. Means there must not be any pre-adjusted there may be an understanding, but they must not derive any direct benefit because of underwriting apart from profit. And that's they must not any underwriting single underwriter must not exceed 20 times the net worth of capital and to be underwritten from a single company. Next one is the details of the agreement must be according to class B of Rule 4. It also says that total amount of securities by corporate must be according to the class B Rule 4. In the regulation 7, it has laid out what are the capital adequacy requirements. That is minimum 25 lakhs. Next, the Sebi may ask the underwriter to provide any sort of information. At the same time, it can also provide any sort of information to the underwriter. So in this class, we have discussed regarding the meaning of underwriter. What do you mean by an underwriter? Underwriter is a person who gives assurance to the companies that they will sell the remaining shares left out of a public issue. That is the way that it promises the company that it will purchase all the shares that are left outstanding after a public issue. Without underwriting, no company goes for a public issue because it guarantees that the capital is paid and subscription is completely closed.